Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa, but if you are one of my sweet and cozy subscribers, then you already know that you can call me Missy. My makeup today is a lot more fabulous than I had originally intended because when I went to apply my blush, I hadn't realized that my blush brush was preloaded and I ended up with colors on my face that I had not intended to put there originally. But I think it turned out really cute and I hope that it kind of fits the theme of the video anyways.
We learn to work with what happens. Let things happen and use what happens and create your own masterpieces.
I don't know what it is, but my mental health has been really struggling along. So when something inside of me did a little knockety knock on my heart and pressed its little mouth up against the keyhole to my heart's door and said, "Do you want to paint some landscapes?" I said, yeah, that's what I want to do. Now, I don't know where this little voice came from that came and knocking on my heart because I have never before wanted to paint landscapes, nor have I historically been very good at it. I don't anticipate being good at it this time, but that's really what my heart wants to do. So get cozy, get comfy, pull up a project of your own, and let's get creative together. There? I don't know. I'm just gonna set up right here. There's like a group of teenagers over there playing baseball with like stones and they're cursing a lot and they're scary. So yeah, I mean, you know, they're the kinds of kids who are playing hooky on a Tuesday, so very scary for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up here. You might be able to hear them in the background, but yeah, and then I'm gonna start painting, even though it's like, I don't know, I'm not feeling super inspired, but I'm also just not good at landscapes, so here goes, whatever.
Hey there, Editing Missy here. I just want to apologize right now for the gum chewing. I really hate it in my videos. I don't mind it in real life, but I'm sorry, it happened. At this point, I didn't know yet what I was going to paint, and so I was trying to find my angle, and I almost tripped on that little bit of wood.
So I'm just gonna start by adding globs of paint to my palette.
Here you might see me use my mouth to help me open some tubes of paint. It's not a method I would recommend because some paint can be quite toxic. I think maybe in the future I need to pack like a wrench or something to help.
So I usually start with a big old glob of white and then I add two types of red, a warmer red and a cooler red. And then I do the same thing with yellows. And then I do the same thing with blues, but today...
Baseball bat, what the fuck?
But today I'm using a new blue because I bought this cerulean blue hue because I wanted to add some like brighter colors to my palette. And then I also have two browns. It just makes it a little bit easier sometimes. But I'll set those off to the side because I'm gonna try experimenting a little more today. Those kids are getting closer and they're scaring me some more. Okay, the teenagers are gone. I don't know why I was so scared. I was like shaking. They were fine. They were cool. Okay, I need to start like glomming on paint. Like actually glom it on there. It keeps sliding off though, like this panel needs to be roughed up a little more. I got gum and I was chewing it. I realize it's probably ruining my video. I almost bought a brighter green and like a magenta as well, but I had to think about that budget. Also, I think I ought to do a little POV cam. It'd be helpful. Le fric, c'est chic. Insert SD card. Did I not? I'm pretty sure I did. I did that. Why are you beeping at me? The SD card is in there. Oh, come on. I think I have another one. Let's see if the other one works better. Maybe there's something wrong with this one. I don't know. That's as good as it's gonna get, I guess. The battery's low. Well, maybe next time I come out. That was a fail with the GoPro. Oh, and look, you're almost out of battery up there too.
Well, my battery died, so I guess that means I'm done for the day, but I did get a painting done, more or less. The canvas is at least filled, and it looks like a little landscape painting, so that's a win. I feel like I didn't really push my boundaries as much as I thought I was pushing my boundaries with landscape painting, so I'm gonna try again, of course. I need to figure something out with my battery life because I had plenty more time. I didn't have a whole lot more canvas though to work on, so, but I'm about to head out. Since it is an oil painting, it's not at all nearly dry. Conveniently enough though, this little doohickey fits in this little thing perfectly, so that's nice. I really kind of wish I'd brought my bike because this isn't necessarily where I would have chosen to stop, but I'm just tired of walking. However, I did find the biggest mushroom. Look at that. Nice. This was just a little clearing that was just off of the trail. I could hear people pass. They would be able to see me if they were paying close enough attention, but most people didn't. I think at one point I scared some guy because I stood up, but it was a nice little nook. One of my main goals with this painting was to really push my boundaries as far as my color choices, so I started out with this magenta. And then I tried with the GoPro again. And it was another fail, but at least I looked super stylish wearing it on my chest for a little bit. But anyways, yeah, I was wearing the GoPro, but I don't actually have any GoPro footage for you. One thing that I did with this particular painting was I put water into the landscape where there was actually no water. I feel like in my past plein air attempts, I have struggled to make water stand apart from the rest of the scenery and actually look like water. So that was just a little extra challenge that I made for myself. And honestly, despite challenging myself through this process, I found it incredibly relaxing and freeing. I think that part of that was that my expectations were already low for myself because I know that landscapes aren't the best thing that I do. But there's also just that playful aspect of trying to do something differently than I had ever done it before. I wish I would have been able to get a shot like that last one of the painting alongside the landscape that I was painting. But after some time in my studio, I was looking at the art and decided to just touch them up a little bit. So for that first painting that you saw, I was adding some darker shadows. And then for the second painting, I went ahead and added some gold, which I had purchased alongside that blue that I showed earlier in the video because it was on sale, and also I was curious if I could use it in my work.
Ultimately, I was only able to get out and do 2 landscapes. However, I do feel pretty good about them. This one didn't have high enough contrast, but the low contrast could have worked in certain situations. For example, if I had painted it as a mural, that might have been really nice because then the low contrast would be less distracting to the overall composition of a room. But it was simple enough to bring it home, add some darker darks, and just zhuzh it up. And I think it turned out pretty nice. This one has a lot more contrast in it to begin with. However, I was struggling with the foreground and how that works with the background. I'm really happy with the fact that I was able to do a lot more interesting things with the colors, because that was one of my goals here, is that I feel like the landscapes that I'm drawn towards tend to use colors that I find to be somewhat unexpected within a landscape. So that's what I did here. And then in order to fix my problem with the foreground, I just outlined the leaves in some gold, which really helps that foreground to pop forward, and then let everything in the background sort of fade back. But there are some other interesting bits in the background that help your eye to move around the piece. I think this is my favorite for that. I really love the incorporation of the gold. I've just loved gold in paintings lately, and I think that I'm not the only artist to be drawn towards that. It has come to the part of the video where we part ways, so before I say goodbye, go ahead and make sure that you hit the like button if you liked anything about that video, and if you would like to see more of what I do here, go ahead and subscribe so that I can see you in the next one. Bye!